Greetings and a very warm welcome to the channel. You're joining me, Magpie842, for the second best of three in this in the round of 8 of the 4th weekly Artifact Cup here in Homeworld Deserts of Karak. Now we actually have a rematch of last week's finals. It is A-Gamer Ranks as Coalition versus Tren. What the Jesus is going on here? A-Gamer Ranks is playing as Coalition? Okay. What? Okay. Alright, Magpie, think fast, recover. Just gonna have to roll with this one. Okay, spawning in the south. Wow, this is gonna be nuts. Spawning in the south, playing as the Coalition, it is gonna be A-Gamer Anks. And spawning in the north. Oops. It is gonna, playing as the Saban, it is gonna be Tren. Alright, so let's set the scene here, because this should be quite a cool match. I'm looking forward to this best of three. Tren and A-Gamer were last week's finalists, okay? A-Gamer is one of the most prolific players. I would say he's the most prolific player in Homeworld Deserts of Karak. He is a very accomplished player. He has solid macro, solid micro, solid tactics, a number of builds up his sleeve, but I have only ever seen him play Gaussian. I thought he was a hardcore, I thought you'd cut him and he'd like bleed sand skimmers. You know, like that's the extent to which I felt like he was a Gaussian player. So to see him here playing Coalition, it's almost like he's like, yeah, I guess I need a challenge, because he has won like 2 of the last 3 Artifact Cups. In fact, he's won the last 2, so he's on for his 3rd consecutive Artifact Cup if he's able to defeat Tren here and win in the finals later on in this tournament. So anyway, A-Gamer Ranks are very accomplished and just a great player to watch. You can learn a lot from him. He is always active with his units. He has a great awareness and APM. His macro is frightening. And he adapts on the fly, and we saw this last week actually. He adapted to Tren's builds very quickly. So just definitely a very accomplished player. Tren was new to my eyes last week's Artifact Cup tournament, playing as K'nef Forces, and he kind of mastered this really harsh timing attack using 2 production cruisers and assault railguns, which he was able to take down Quicksilver with in the semi-finals to advance to the finals. And he nearly, I mean, it looked close in a couple of his games against A-Gamer, but he wasn't actually able to take a game off of A-Gamer in those finals. And you know, A-Gamer was able to use his powers of adaptation to take the win as the initial skirmishes here between some light attack vehicles begin. So yeah, I feel like A-Gamer established himself as the better of the 2 players. Not necessarily in a best of 1, but over a series, because he just, in each game against Tren, he was consistently better. And that's a skill which you really only learn once you start playing in tournaments a bit more often. You get that sort of, that next level mind gaming kind of ability, and you learn how to win best of X series, because a best of 3 and a best of 5 is very different to playing on the ladder, where it's essentially a best of 1 every game against a random opponent. So anyway, yeah, so Tren here, I mean, he's back, and I'm glad to see him back. I thought he played very well. He's clearly, you know, quite a good player, and I would really like to see him develop and learn some new builds and things like that. Let's bring up the production tab. Sorry about the delay on that. So that's the scene. These were last week's finalists, and here they meet in the round of 8. One must stand, one will fall. Which is almost a shame. I'm kind of sad that they're not, you know, I feel like they should have been seeded, you know, like so they met later in the tournament, but whatever. Anyway, for A-Gamer, it looks like the Armored Assault, pardon me, is out on the field. Oh, look, these units actually have names. Okay, so the light attack vehicles are called Pathfinders, and the armored assault vehicles are called phalanx. I might start using these names, because obviously saying assault on all of about the 7 different units in this name which have assault in their name, you know, assault craft, armored assault vehicles, light assault vehicles, assault cruisers, I'm probably missing some, you know, assault railguns. There's a lot of things that have assault in their name in this thing, so I'm gonna call these guys now, the armored assault units are called phalanxes, and these little geezers are pathfinders. Let's get their names right. I had no idea that these, I've just noticed that they do actually have names down here, so let's use them. Anyway, A-Gamer here with the much earlier armored assault phalanx tech. Gonna be moving out here, but look, the Soban armored logistics modules here are going to be hooning, just using their annoying EMP shells here to keep this assault back. This is annoying. This is one of the things that Tren can put power into, defensive logistics, as Tren secures his first artifact. And this is going to enable him, he's going up to 2 in defensive logistics actually. This is very interesting. Yeah, enabling him to repulse these early assaults here, and he also seemed to have picked up the edge in most of the early Pathfinder battles between the light assault vehicle packs. So looks like his light assault vehicle count is higher than that of his opponent. Tren also has his support cruiser out, which is going to enable him to start repairing these units very soon. I love how he's actually... This is Saban as it was meant to be played. Well done, Tren. The first time I've ever seen these armed logistics modules look good. Look how many he's got. Like, his unit cap must be insane. That's so cool. Alright, let's check the tech here for A-Gamer Ranks. What is coming up? He has Strikecraft research is complete. He has... That's about it, actually. He doesn't have a production cruiser or anything, so A-Gamer here going full on the offense. And it is Tren, actually, who's actually looking like he's going for the more macro build. Oh, spicy! Tren's got the Saban railguns! Oh, the Vista long-range weapons platform. Boof! How do you like that high-velocity slug? Oh, man. Okay, the reason I'm excited is because the Saban railguns are actually, like, slightly different from everyone else's. They fire nearly twice as fast and do about 2/3 of the damage per slug. So, on average, their DPS ends up being a little higher than your average railgun. And I'm just keen to see how that actually plays out, because it's hardly ever that I get to see them. Anyway, these Strikecraft here, there are 4 of them here for A-Gamer. They're taking shots, they're taking names. This support cruiser desperately low on health. I feel like he should finish this. This has to be the priority target now. More missiles slamming in. This precision Strikecraft here just going to surgically strike down the support cruiser, and that they pick up very nice there. These are our light attack vehicles can do very mild anti-air. You can see them desperately dackering down the strike fighters, but it is not going to be enough. And A-Gamer gets out of there with 3 of his 4 strike fighters intact, having picked off Tren's support carrier. And that's fantastic for A-Gamer, who, let's not forget, was much slower in terms of macro here. And now, does he have his own support cruiser? Yes, he does. So if A-Gamer can just hold here against this attack, there's going to be 3 railguns and a number of LAVs here. But remember, these light assault vehicles do have some anti-air, so the strike fighters aren't going to be like, just don't have a free pass to slay this army. And wow, actually these Pathfinders going to try and run down this phalanx here. Popping smoke is A-Gamer to try and protect it, and that is actually going to enable him to get it over the top of this sand dune. He might be able to extract it. Are the Strikecraft going to scramble here? Let's check out the carrier and see if these bays are scrambling. Nope, no Strikecraft scrambling, so I think A-Gamer stands to lose this phalanx, and he will. Boom! There it is, as this one goes down. Now here come the Pathfinders of the Saban forces. Loving the work, Tren. You're making Saban look really spicy. Sorry, it's just... If I sound excited, it's because when this faction came out, I was just like, hell yeah! A faction who's got, like, railguns on their carriers, and upgraded railguns on their battle cruisers, and, like, you know, sweet defensive logistics packages. I was hyped. But I have not seen any players really make them look that good, you know, in the Artifact Cup. Maybe 1 or 2 games tops where they looked okay. But Tren here actually using the Saban forces to their advantage. Look at this, he comes in with the Saban railguns. He's actually kind of besieging here. Here come the Strikecraft. They're going to deploy and try and take out these railguns for sure. The railguns, of course, very soft, especially to these airborne attacks. But look, the LAVs are actually focusing down one of the strike fighters. Oh no, they changed their priority and aim for a different one. Oh, but now there's missile ships here. No, it's an anti-air turret post. Wow, this is another new Soban thing. Okay, so the Soban base runner cannot deploy the very hefty and very effective gun turrets that other factions can deploy. That the Coalition can deploy. The Coalition base runner can deploy these little gun turrets, which are like, they like unleash a massive salvo, like a torrent of hot lead at your opponent, and they kill like a unit, it seems like, per salvo sometimes. No, the Soban base runner deploys these anti-air turret posts, which Tren is actually using here in an aggressive stance to provide like a forward umbrella here for his railguns to live under, where his railguns can attack A-Gamer's resourcing operations and his carrier, but they're also defended from the Strikecraft because of this anti-air post. Now I wonder if the anti-air post can be picked off. Looks like actually A-Gamer has no interest in this. He's going to overrun and look to pick off the support cruisers in the backfield here for Tren. So, but whilst that's going on, there's an exchange here at the front. The armored assault here for A-Gamer getting worked down by the rapid-firing Saban railguns. He's going to have to pop smoke and GTFO, which he does. Now let's have a look and see how this air raid is going pretty effectively. Remember, there's a base runner here which has moderately, actually kind of poor anti-air by the look of it. Whoa, the Galzian base runner has way better anti-air than this. This is doing no damage. Wow, okay, so this just in. The Saban base runner has pants anti-air. That's probably to make up for the fact that it can deploy very strong anti-air in the form of its turrets. And I believe this support cruiser is going to go down. There needs to be like 1 more missile, and there it is. Boom, boom. Support cruiser is taken out. So A-Gamer here doing a good job hooning down his opponent. Here come the LAVs as some desperate last-ditch anti-air to try and strike down these strike fighters. Whoops. Oh, look at that view. But they're not going to make it. So let's zoom out and see where the action is. So let's have a look at Tren's siege line. He has another anti-air turret post here, so he's up to 2 now. This is damn sexy. And of course, remember, it's the base runner for Tren that actually deploys these things. So whilst he's adding to his anti-air defenses, he's actually extracting artifacts. Now here comes a run-by of Pathfinders here for a gamer, able to pick off the railguns. That is actually buys him a lot of time. That loosens the noose a little bit. That gives him like, whoo, a little bit of breathing room there for a gamer. He also picks off one of these anti-air posts. I'd like to see him go and try and get the other one. Here he goes. I expect that's where he's going now. And it is Tren, though, who has, like, the lead in terms of artifacts, and it is Tren who okay, so he has no support cruisers. Okay, that's worrying. Okay, so Tren's economy definitely behind that of A-Gamer, because A-Gamer's mining off of 1, 2 locations quite effectively. Does he have all of the... Yeah, so... Actually, he's mining off of 3 locations. Okay, I'm very worried for Tren now. Tren got off to a fantastic start, but A-Gamer's airborne harassment of his support cruisers... Pardon me, has meant that now Tren's economy is very small. But look, the defensive logistics modules here, EMPing this horde of sandskimmers, and Tren's going to capitalize, taking a mad efficient fight. That is so efficient. How many sandskimmers did he just... He traded like 2 sandskimmers for like 8 or 10 there. Those armed logistics modules looking spicy. Tren here, playing Saban. Sorry, if I sound excited, it's probably because I'm excited. Okay, right, but here comes A-Gamer. He comes in and he's bombing out these armed logistics modules, possibly to open up a harassment corridor here. This is so cool. These armed logistics modules actually are really spicy because they let you have, like, they can defend your mining operations, man. Saban, he is selling me on Saban, actually. I want to get on the ladder and play Saban, and I hate the Coalition and Saban. Like, I'm a Galzian man through and through. Like, well, I say that. I'm really a Knef guy these days. But anyway, so it's really nice to see the Saban used well, just use their advantages. Anyway, these LAVs are going to find all of the strike craft here, and that's a bit annoying. The strike craft are going to commit a little bit harder. Up to 6 now is A-Gamer, so this is a significant amount of airborne might. And he's going to prioritize this base runner that has an artifact, and you have to understand that. I mean, Tren is on 3 right now. A-Gamer doesn't want to let him get to match point, so he is going to target down this base runner. And what a game we have here, just saying, what a game in the round of 8 here. This tournament is going to be spicy. I am totes looking forward to casting the rest of this. Okay, so A-Gamer here very sensibly garrisoning his opponent's extraction zone has identified that the way right now that he is most likely to lose this game is by on artifacts. So taking care of his opponent's base runners, camping out his extraction zone. Very savvy plays here. Oh no, but look, there's another bloody armed logistics module here, and that's just going to EMP the hell out of A-Gamer's LAVs here. Oh, but here comes a gunship! A-Gamer comes in with the AC-10 here. Enemy AC 130 above! Sorry, AC 130, yeah. Those of you who played Call of Duty will know the pain. Enemy AC 130 above! So that is very effective. As you see, what it does, it just circles the target and hoses it down with a massive explosive chain gun thing. And it's very effective against packs of sandskimmers and LAVs because it does AoE damage with a high fire rate but low total DPS. So not so great at hosing down cruisers, very nice at picking apart packs of LAVs. And A-Gamer there demonstrating that. And now these 3 Pathfinders are just kind of chewing up the armored logistics modules, just kind of being a nuisance. The strike fighters are picking off the armored logistics modules, just kind of being a nuisance. And Tren right now in disarray. A-Gamer moving forward with his carrier, deploying additional strike craft onto the front here, like right here. Boom! Picks off Tren's base runner. No artifact for you, sir. 0-3. Still the score. And A-Gamer now is extracting artifacts. Ah! He's like a spider. How do you beat this guy? He just casts his sticky web like all over the map and just constantly erodes for advantage and then strikes when, like, he's just like an evil spider. He is Shelob. Wow. Okay, so all right, now his carrier is going to be taking a little bit of fire, but I don't think these armor logistics modules really have the, have the firepower to pierce the carrier's armor. I mean, this thing has 25 armor. How much damage do these guys do? 40. So yeah, considerably negating the damage from these armor logistics modules. And looks like A-Gamer just going to kind of sandwich Tren back. And look, Tren has like nothing in the way of an army right now. I mean, neither does A-Gamer, which is a touch awkward. I suppose he's got the strike fighters. Uh-oh, what is he building now? Oh shit, son, it's battle cruisers. It's currently EMP'd at the battle cruisers, a touch annoying, but battle cruisers, I mean, let's just zoom in on these units. They're incredibly slow, but if they get you in range, you will die. I mean, they just do intense amounts of damage, like intense. They make honor guard cruisers look like kind of like really low DPS. But getting EMP'd by these armed logistics modules is such annoying. Now, A Gamer has 2 more chips of power he can put in. He's evacuating artifacts, so he's going to have access to additional power soon. Remember, each artifact you score gives you 2 more chips of power. So that is totes relevant right now. He's going to start launching. There's the gunship. Oh my god, look at the damage. I'm sorry if I sound like an 8-year-old kid playing with toys, but that's just so cool. This game is just cool. Anyway. So yeah, the gunship hoses down the army. Hoses down the army. I mean, these railguns are fragile at the best of times, but when they're clustered up and getting hit by like explosive chain gun fire, it's like bad news bears. And A Gamer here just slamming home. The battle cruiser is now in range of his opponent's resource lines, of his opponent's carrier, and that will be game. I mean, the Saban carrier is damn good, and if he puts power into his weapons, actually, he could power up the railguns. Actually, I would love to see Tren put power into railguns. Okay, he's going to GG, because I think he was dead either way. I would like to see him put power into railguns, just see if he could have made that stand with his carrier. Remember, the Knef carrier, sorry, the Saban carrier does have railguns, not the regular sort of chain guns, so it is okay in a fight against, you know, like medium armored units and even cruisers, but I think it needs a bit more power for those railguns to really have the range and punch that they need to contest with, I don't know, like 2 battle cruisers, lol. So A Gamer picks up the first win in this best of 3 series, but a good game. I really felt like Tren was alive in that and can take games off A Gamer, and I'm very happy to see Tren playing as a new faction, using different tactics. Because I felt like those were like, he just didn't quite have that the last time I cast him, so I'm already excited about how this best of 3 is going to go. So without further ado, I'm going to leap into game 2 of this best of 3, and I will catch you all there. Hi, hello, and welcome back. We are loading into game 2 between Tren playing as the Saban forces and A Gamer Ranks playing as Coalition forces. Pardon me. The map is going to be Torin Crater, which you can see from the little kind of thumbnail here. Yeah, game 1, what a spanker. Really enjoyed it. These 2 players, of course, the finalists from last week, both very talented players. A Gamer Ranks, pretty much the man to beat, though, in Homeworld Deserts of Karak. He's pretty damn good at this game. So anyway, let's go ahead and introduce them. Spawning in the south, playing as the Coalition forces, it is going to be A Gamer Ranks, and that carrier is on the move. We'll see where in a second. Spawning in the north, playing as the Saban forces, it is going to be Tren. The map, of course, Torin Crater, one of the bigger maps, and that usually means that the game will be longer. And I'd quite like to see these players in a late game. I really would. I'd quite like to see them both get cruisers. I'd quite like to see Saban cruisers with railguns versus Coalition cruisers with their broadsides. I'd like to see like big dogfights. I'd like to see Saban carriers and Coalition carriers kind of shooting each other up and you know, and with full army support. That's the dream for me. However, getting there is the most interesting part, and if one of these 2 players dies on the way, I'm sure it will be a hard-won victory for the other player. These 2 players actually do seem to have quite good games. Tren, I've yet to see Tren take a game off of A Gamer, but definitely in some games I have seen Tren ahead and in a good position to take a game, so I think it can happen. Looks like the UAV here for A Gamer going to be deployed. This little UAV now moving out across the map, going to provide some intel for the Coalition player here. He's going to see a sand skimmer, he's going to see some salvagers, he's going to see exactly what he expects at the 1 minute 20-second mark in this game. But just keeping tabs on his opponent, making sure that there's nothing crazy going on, nothing ludicrous, no cheese on the way. For A Gamer, light assault vehicle fabrication going to be coming online. That's going to enable him to build Pathfinders very soon. Let's switch to the production tab and we can keep an eye on what these 2 players are building. Looks like some LAVs. Boom! Going to shoot down the UAV here. You know, nothing too bad there for A Gamer. Nothing too bad at all. He can deal with that. I don't actually know how much those drones cost. Let's have a look. 100 CUs. So absolutely fine to lose those, and what a resource they are too. Does the Saban base runner still have access to those? Yes, it does. Okay. Because like the Saban base runner has targeting jammer. It disables vehicle weapons and reduces vision in it for an AOE, and it also has the turret emplacement, which is an anti-air turret. Whereas the Coalition one has the oh, it also has AA turrets? Oh, I did not realise that the Coalition one could deploy AA turrets. Ah, my bad. Well, I did say in the last game that this was a Saban specialty, but it isn't. it's something that the coalition also have. Anyway, Tren here going to get aggressive with a wing of 5 Pathfinders here. You can see a gamer had this like loose network of Pathfinders, so he identifies the incoming units and he's going to respond almost like a sort of spline tension model, just moving his sand skimmers back. He doesn't want any of his sand skimmers to be caught and isolated. Sorry, not sand skimmers, light attack vehicles, Pathfinders. Doesn't want any of them to be caught and isolated alone and ganked down by a superior number of opposing LAVs. So for now, he's happy to yield to Tren, let Tren get this artifact out. Tren does just have more sand skimmers here. It's 7 sand skimmers on the field right now versus just the 5 for a gamer. A gamer, of course, rushing to these phalanx armored assault vehicles, which are coming out now. So that will, of course, be his answer to these units. Looks like actually he just wants to move out and get on the aggression, and I suppose he knows that most of his opponent's attack vehicles are on the right here, so this attack actually has like an above average odds of doing good damage because his opponent's forces elsewhere. Anyway, here comes the attack. Looks like Tren's going to try and pick off a logistics module. That will be annoying. They do cost 250 CUs, so that is actually not insignificant. Actually, that's really annoying, as well as reducing the supply cap here for A-Gamer ranks, so that's really annoying. He's going to start going for salvagers. That's very... If he can pick up a salvager here, that is big. Looks like he's going to have to give way, though, because the phalanx and the AAVs of a gamer... Sorry, light assault vehicles of a gamer have returned. So let's zoom in here. We can just take a little look at the action here, because these vehicles are going to be strafing each other. Anyone who's played Halo can immediately recognize the warthog-like characteristics of a light assault vehicle. Very cool. And Tren, you just heard, securing the first artifact to get us underway. Tren gets himself onto the scoreboard, and it's 1-0. So as Tren falls back these light assault vehicles on the right flank, I'm going to have a sip from my drink.
On our way. Armor vehicle taking effective fire. Coordinates confirmed.
What a tense and edgy opening. Tren has a support cruiser. A gamer has a support cruiser. How many salvages are out for Tren? 8. How many salvages are out for a gamer? 10. Okay. So I think basically this game even, except for the fact that Tren has picked off a logistics module and scored an artifact, and a gamer has 2 salvages to his name. Remember, of course, a gamer does have phalanx tech. He's only built 1 of the tanks so far. He's building... Whoa, Tren is building missile ships? Yeah, Tren is building Catalyst armored missile platforms. Wow, I love how these units all have names that I didn't know about until just now. And looks like A-Gamer is going to find an exposed base runner here. The armored assault going to be hooning on in. Listen to the gun on that thing. It's just a giant chain gun just spewing rounds into the into his foe there. But he's probably not going to get this base runner. A number of armed logistics modules are deployed here, and they're going to start EMPing these forces. God damn, these are really good, and Tren very good at using them. Look at how they turn the tide. And here comes the missile battery. Remember, the missile battery has anti-air provided by this missile rack here, but it also has an indirect mortar. Here's the mortar, and it's a cluster mortar, so it will split into a number of submunitions. There it goes, boom, which detonate over a wide range, a large area, so a cluster mortar, if you like. Very dangerous weapon, and very good. I mean, it will one-hit light assault vehicles, and it will one-hit sand skimmers, and it does considerable damage to even medium-sized targets. So these missile batteries, kind of the real deal. Mobile anti-air, as well as a very potent indirect fire piece, which has a cooldown. The cooldown is 30 seconds, which is, you know, it's really not so bad. So this position here actually very difficult for a gamer to assault. Between the armed logistics modules, the anti-air, and the LAVs, this is actually very difficult, and I don't think a gamer will want to commit forces there anytime soon. Definitely not in the next couple of minutes. So let's look at the tech for a gamer. Pardon me. He is actually researching support cruiser anti-air. Oh, that's an upgrade? Oh man, see, I just don't know the coalition forces nearly enough. I should play as them more often, to be honest. As a caster, it's kind of like part of my duty to know the teams. And I feel like I knew that but had forgotten it. Because I'm just used, like, as the Galzian forces, your production cruisers just have anti-air. It's just a thing that they have. So, okay, anti-air gonna be researched here for a gamer. I guess he's predicting an air transition. I don't know what is making him think that, because I think the prerequisite to getting air units out is phalanx research for the armored assault vehicles, and that is, you know, that has not been observed for a gamer yet, so slightly intrigued. Anyway, look at A-Gamer's macro. The man is now up to two support cruisers. He's mining off of 3 locations. He's up to 14 salvages. So that's 6 plus. Yeah, so he's mining optimally off of all these positions. Whereas Tren at the moment just on 10 salvagers and two mining locations. So anyway, here comes a fight here as A-Gamer just going to poke in with the light assault vehicles, but not wanting to commit more. What the hell? This is like creep almost. These are like creep tumors. They're like spreading the Saban influence across the map with these armed logistics modules. The missile batteries anchoring the line. Here comes a support cruiser being deployed to the front actually to start repairing units and keeping the army here in check, and I like this. I just think, actually, but if you're going to go for this, this is what we call in RTS as a slow push, where you use like semi-static or static positions to push out across the map, things like siege tanks in StarCraft, bunkers in Ruse, just, you know, you defensively move across the map to put a lot of pressure on your foe. Oh, A-Gamer responding here by building one of the coalition turrets here, which is like attempting to spray down these missile batteries. Whoa, and he's got a couple of heavy railguns here as well. He's going to probably pick off this missile battery, which has come out too far. It's now getting repaired by the sport cruiser, and we're going to have a fight in earnest here. A-Gamer closing in with all of his LAVs. There's a lot of EMP firing armed logistics modules. I don't think he wants to engage into this. The two missile ships are still alive and can fire mortars if needed. The railguns for A-Gamer pursuing in. He's focusing down the railguns of the Saban player, but the Saban player's railguns will have some superior DPS, and that is being demonstrated. And it is a 2-for-0 trade on railguns. Tren coming out miles ahead. The LAVs of A-Gamer take a dive, probably trying... Yeah, look, you can see that they were thinking about coming for these railguns, but it is going to be for naught, and A-Gamer... What am I seeing? I don't think I've ever seen A-Gamer so soundly defeated in an open field engagement. And make no mistake, that was quite a spanking. Wow, A-Gamer hemorrhaged a ton of units there. He lost 2 railguns, and I would say 10, maybe 12 LAVs, and he took out like, did he even take out an armed logistics module? I don't know. I know he killed a few LAVs. I can't see any dead armed logistics modules here. Tren's positioning with his railguns, his positioning with the support, like this is a hard point. You do not want to assault this position. Taking a fight here, Tren is going to have a massive advantage, and I think A-Gamer's just learned that. You know, he needs to take fights much further back. Much further back. So anyway, 2-0 going to be the scoreline here. A-Gamer going to fight back and get this to 2-1 by securing this. And it looks like A-Gamer's carrier, he's produced his 3rd support cruiser. That frees up his carrier for weaponization. So A-Gamer going to be committing the coalition carrier to the front here momentarily. Oh man, these coalition railguns, look at the funky little trails they have on their shots. Boo! They've got like little corkscrew trails. Takes out another railgun. A-Gamer still unable to pick off one of these railguns. They're trading so well. The Saban superior technology, their railguns just being made manifest here. There's that artifact being scored for A-Gamer, so 2-1 now the scoreline. And A-Gamer's just kind of hemorrhaging resources here. Is he gonna... Oh my god. A-Gamer, look, you can see, look at these waypoints here. He's like set up a backstab with the carrier. Now remember, Coalition and Soban, unlike the Galzian and Knef, do not have any kind of speed-related subsystem. Putting power into your systems cannot change the move rate of your carrier for the Coalition or Saban, unlike the other factions. However, the Coalition and Saban carriers, they just have 1 speed. They always move at 60. And that's actually quite fast in the early game. They can like definitely outrun the Galzian and the Knef carriers in the early and even mid-game. And look at this thing. It's coming around here for a backstab. I just don't even know how this game goes after this. Okay, so here comes like a backstab here from Tren. Going to come in and look for damage. There is a phalanx here, which is going to start just destroying these LAVs, suppressing this one here. Look how slowly they move when they're suppressed. Very nasty stuff here. There's also a turret post here, so more than enough firepower here to defend this position for now for A-Gamer. His carrier gets spotted coming around the side of the map. He has a battle cruiser, but look how many railguns are out for Tren. What is that, 7, 10, 8? 8? 8? Oh my god, and there's more coming. Jesus. I think A-Gamer has to be very careful here. His carrier could quite easily go down. He's building support cruisers. Remember, the Coalition carrier cannot put power into repair systems like the Galzian one. Yeah, A-Gamer knows it. This carrier poke has been deflected, and he realizes it. By the way, tons of battle cruisers pouring on out onto the field. I haven't been keeping an eye on the tech here. He's going for assault cruisers on top of his battle cruisers. Very odd. Okay, fair enough. He must value the mobility, I suppose. And Tren also has a UAV on the field. This is some high-level play. And what's amazing is that Tren is actually holding his own. A-Gamer has been mining off of 3 locations this whole time. Tren's economy has been like at 66% of that of A-Gamer's for like the longest time, and yet he's still very much in this. How do you repair the you put you need a support cruiser to repair the coalition carrier. Okay. All right, fair enough. Okay, so Tren, what do? You're up 3-1. You've got a blisteringly terrifying war. This is too many railguns. I don't care what anyone says. This is too many. But the reason I say this is too many is because like there's nothing like adding this last 6 railguns does not really achieve anything over having these other railguns. And now he's very vulnerable to a hard counter. You know, enough LAVs and some air units in the wrong place. You know, he only has a couple of missile batteries, not many. You know. This worries me a little bit for Tren, actually. I think because this way, if you're going to lose your railguns, you're not just losing 10 railguns, you're now losing 15 railguns. And that's quite a lot. And make no mistake, like, when he loses these units, it will probably be most of them all at once. I don't know. There are definitely advantages to having this many railguns. It's just that I think this is a lot of eggs to have in the railgun basket. Let's put it that way. And Tren actually, but here's the thing, right? Tren basically has field control. He has reasonably easy access to all 3 of these artifact sites. He has 2 base runners, and he's at 3-5. Sorry, he's at 3-1 scorelines. He's at 3 out of 5 scored artifacts. So Tren doesn't need to make a move. It's a gamer here who has to initiate. I wonder if he recognizes this. He must. Okay, he's going to find this base runner, and that's quite nice. Ah, but is he even going to get it? These these armed logistics modules are a nightmare. I don't think he's going to get it. Okay, the battlecruiser is trying to get it, but doesn't. Oh my god, he's going to hemorrhage a battlecruiser. Look how good these railguns are. Arg! And his battlecruiser is being EMP'd. There is no way that's getting out of there. The battlecruiser goes down. Absolutely just goes down for basically nothing. One of A-Gamer's base runners also gets picked off going across mid. He just wants this base runner. Please, A-Gamer, please get the base runner. Oh, no. But he's basically fighting on creep here because of the constant EMPing. His opponent's units are almost worth double what they would be, or rather, his own units are worth half as much because they spend half their time being EMP'd, which is just so annoying. Here comes that carrier again for A-Gamer, though, sneaking up the left flank. Tren going to secure this... pardon me. Tren going to secure this artifact. That will put him to 4-1. That is match point here. Tren looking pretty good. This game could go either way. And bear in mind, I have no spoilers. Sinistro sends the replays in a very clever format, so I don't see how many files there are or anything. I have no idea who's going to win this. This game is on the edge. Like, and it is Tren who has the upper hand, but it's so fragile, because if A-Gamer is able to overcome him, he still has this like massive economical lead, so if Tren falls behind even for an instant, A-Gamer will crush him. Look at the veterancy on these railguns! Jesus! What does that even do for them? Where is that? Oh, I'm not allowed to look at the veterancy advantages. Oh well, he's going to start. He's actually using them against these LAVs. A-Gamer needs to move the LAVs. When they're stationary, they're quite easy to hit. Now the assault cruiser is out. No, it's an artillery cruiser, ×2. A-Gamer's going to hemorrhage his support cruiser. He has to back up. His carrier is in jeopardy. And now the indirect fire. This is the counter. The indirect fire is raining in. Look at the damage being done to the railgun blob. The hits are real. A-Gamer is saturating this area with rockets. Oh, that is a nightmare. A nightmare for Tren. Okay, now here's the support cruiser. The repairs are going to be coming down, but there are too many railguns to all be repaired at once here. A-Gamer's going to continue pressuring. Is he mad? He's going to move in with the carrier against that many railguns? Jesus, he's got lots of armor. He's got 3 power into his reactive armor. And that is taking a lot of the punch off these railguns. The railguns only do 225, so with 60 armor... 60 armor. Remember, the railguns do have armor break, which means for every hit, they actually reduce the target's armor by an amount. So, for a short period of time... Okay, A-Gamer has correctly identified the position of Tren's railguns and is now barraging them down. A-Gamer, you monster! Oh, trust A-Gamer to find a way. Where's the artifact? Is Tren extracting an artifact? No! And there's a battle cruiser guarding the extraction zone. So A-Gamer here looking all right. Okay, and then here comes... Okay, Tren's going to go for the carrier kill. He comes in with his own carrier. A lot of power in defensive logistics. I'd love to see some power put into the railguns on this thing. And now the railgun hits are real. They're slamming into the battle cruisers. A-Gamer has to be very careful. There's an armed logistics module EMPing the battle cruisers. So annoying. That's why Tren has brought across his carrier. A-Gamer firing some barrages into this. Oh, he wasn't researching assault cruiser. He must have been researching artillery cruiser. I must have misread that earlier. Apologies, everyone. But anyway, both carriers exchanging shots. I think this is what I asked for. If you remember when the game started, I said I want to see carrier fights, I want to see cruisers exchanging. Well, okay, we don't have cruisers exchanging, but I think this still counts as being a damn cool fight. The railgun fire is real. A-Gamer's just going to hemorrhage another battlecruiser here. Oh, that stings. It turns out A-Gamer is not a machine. Or if he is, he needs to update to the latest firmware, because he's actually making human mistakes in this game, which I just don't see from him ever. Now, this battlecruiser for him is going to come across the middle. Both armies actually looking a little tired, actually. This game is right on the edge. Indeed, these resource patches for A-Game are beginning to expire. He has a good CU bank right now, but not that many. Okay, here comes some LAVs. They're going to be pinging these sand skimmers, and also the EMPs are just real. God damn, this is annoying. But not much is achieved. They do get deflected by the firepower of the carrier. 2 support cruisers here is providing a multitude of repairs for A-Gamer. So actually, this army here ain't going to be taken out or even dislodged anytime soon for Tren. That is problems. Tren needs to just build base run. He has no base runners. He needs to just go hell for leather here. Yeah, here's the plan. Okay, so Tren brings his railguns across. The railguns pick off the battlecruiser. That secures the right-hand side of the map. Besides this battlecruiser, there's nothing here. Then Tren builds a base runner, grabs an artifact, and extracts it. That has to be the line of play for Tren. And he does! He builds the base runner. The base runner is out on the field, and it's moving now. He can grab this artifact. Does A-Gamer know? Okay, A-Gamer sees it with the battlecruiser. The battlecruiser uses smoke, but it's not going to get any hits on this base runner. That's crucial for Tren. The base runner is going to get to the artifact, and now it's all on A-Gamer. A-Gamer is overrunning through the backfield, but battlecruisers are not fast. So Tren might be able to win this just if he grabs the artifact and just legs it. He might be able to do it. Now the carrier is fast, but if the carrier engages alone, then A-Gamer could lose it. Okay, the artifact is grabbed. Tren has the artifact. He's going to start getting it out. If the carrier gets too far ahead of these cruisers, and it's beginning to, it will become exposed to all of these railguns. Yeah, here they are, waiting to take advantage. Some of them in critical state of repair, though. Whoa, look at he's got max range on this carrier, right? He needs to put power into armor, though. Look at the hits. He really needs to put power into armor right now, does A-Gamer. What the Jesus? He's taking massive hits, getting utterly spanked. And look, by moving his units into a defensive bulwark here, I think Tren may have this. Now, added into the mix here, there's just one phalanx here for A-Gamer, just a kind of Hail Mary phalanx here rolling in. And that is going to suppress the base runner for Tren. That will slow it down. And, like, Tren doesn't know it's here. Okay, he probably just saw the contact on his radar now. So, okay, now the railguns are going to sweep this out. So this Hail Mary is not going to land here for A-Gamer. And I can't believe what I'm about to say. No, wait, hang on now. It's not over. Pardon me. Let's see how many resources do Tren have. It's not over because, look, the carriers here, the cruisers have found the base runner. And the indirect fire barrages are coming down. It's a miss, though. The base runner gets away. And the EMPs are real. Now, the reason I asked how much money does Tren have, because if he can keep deploying these EMP turrets around here, just popping them off with his carrier, he will be okay. He will actually, like, not die. And the base runner just has to make it this far. A-Gamer, I think Tren is going to take a game off of A-Gamer here. There is nothing that can stop this base runner, and that is going to be 1-1. Yes, it is 1-1 in this best of 3 series. Wow. Oh, I am hyped. This is some high-level Homeworld Deserts of Karak action. This is... Alright. I haven't seen anyone take a game off of A-Gamer for a while, so... That's cool. Tren, buddy. Playing Saban as they were meant to be played. And what a tricksy faction they are, too, man. They are annoying. Like, damn. Wow, that was just sweet. I'm going to go on to Game 3. I hope that you'll be joining me. And, yeah. See you guys there. Greetings, hello. The sun is shining and the magpie is casting. Coming to you guys right now with Game 3, the ace match of this best of 3 series between Tren and A-Gamer Ranks. Last week's finalists. The level of play, pretty good, very high. Last game, absolutely spicy. Really enjoyed it. So I think we should be in for some more fantastic Homeworld Deserts of Karak action here. Now, actually, I'll tell you what, let's wait for the map to load and then we'll do some player introductions and then we'll have a little discussion, I guess, about what my thoughts are. Spawning in the south on Firebase Krill, it is going to be the Coalition Forces. Yes, that's right, Coalition Forces of A-Gamer Ranks. And spawning in the north, playing as the Saban, it is going to be Tren in this nighttime moonlit battle. Now, my thoughts, basically, which I was kind of alluding to earlier, were that, okay, so game 1, A Gamer takes it, but it was close. Game 2, Tren takes it, very close again. Now, I have a question, and it's up for discussion. What would these games have looked like if A Gamer was playing as Galzian? I don't know. Is he playing Coalition for a challenge? Does he just want to learn a new faction? If I was to ask A Gamer, which I'd really like to do, would he say that he's better with Galzian or Coalition? What I'm asking is Tren defeating the true A Gamer here? Or is A Gamer not as good with Coalition as he is with Galzian? I don't know. I don't know. Certainly I've seen him make more mistakes in Game 2 than I've ever seen him make with Galzian. Maybe. As far as I can remember. I'm not trying to take anything away from Tren, and I'm definitely not trying to make excuses for A Gamer. These guys are here playing in a tournament, they're playing to win, their tournament life is on the line in this game. You know, so absolutely, you know, if A Gamer wanted to play Galzian, he should have picked Galzian. I'm not making excuses for him at all. I'm just saying, like, is he as good with Coalition as he is with Galzian? I don't know. If only we could have a mirror match where he plays himself. Anyway. Although I suppose it wouldn't technically be a mirror match because it would be Galzian versus Coalition, but you know what I mean. Just one more time. I'm not trying to take anything away from Tren. He played very well these last 2 games, brilliantly in the last one. So anyway, we got, pardon me, an opening scuffle here underway as these what are they called? Pathfinders, the light assault vehicles from here, both factions here, going to be engaging. And A Gamer here with a numerical disadvantage, but actually out-microing just a little bit. Going to focus down this light assault vehicle. Loses one of his own, takes one of Tren's. Can focus this one there, so it's now 2-1. Now it's 2-all. And now the defensive logistics module is in the fight, and that's going to turn things here. So A Gamer coming out of this looking pretty bad, actually. Loses a lot more. But he's deployed a turret post. A Gamer, what? He's doing a turret rush. I don't think this works. Is he? He's just going to lose his base runner and his turret. Oh, he's killing a lot of these LAVs though. Oh yeah, that turret is hooning in for damage. Make no mistake. I'm not sure if that was a waste or not. I'm not sure if that was effective or not. He's probably going to get his opponent's base runner here, and he should get his own one out. It's just getting EMP'd like every second, but he should get his own one out. There are LAVs streaming across the map, so A Gamer means business here. Let's check the tech. LAV armor is being researched. Okay, A Gamer is really going for the early game cheese here. Well, I'm not even sure I'd call it cheese, but he's going for the early game assault, that is for sure. These little LAVs chewing into the foe for all they're worth. Now, look, by spreading them out, he's actually mitigating the effects of these EMPs quite nicely. Picks off an arm logistic module. Those are worth 2.5 of his Pathfinder LAVs. And look at the way he's using the spine of this sand dune here. He's using the high ground advantage to do additional damage. Oh, and a weapons jammer is used by Tren, thereby denying the high ground advantage. Oh no, but it gets sprayed down. Wow, so they actually had line of sight. They somehow had line of sight through that sand dune. Not sure about that. So Tren going to lose his weapons jammer. The scoreline at the moment still 0-0, but it's A Gamer who has this artifact. But look, he doesn't even want to get the artifact out. He's here for blood. He's committing with the base runner here. He wants to put another turret, I suspect, on top of this sand dune. And he has the resources, at least he will do very soon, to put that turret down. I believe they cost 250 or 350. Sorry, they are 350. Okay, so there we go. So it gets deployed just there. Now there's a turret up here. And remember, these base runner turrets do serious damage. Like, this thing is not taking prisoners. It's like firing like heavy depleted uranium slugs or something. It's like, it's a pretty beefy gun. And now the sand skimmers are overrunning a little bit here. A Gamer making up a lot of ground. He's denying mining off of this location now, which, although it was only long distance mining, is still significant. And look, he's learned to spread out. Look, he's like a sentient learning machine. He's adapting. The Borg. No. He is like the Borg, though. And now he's spreading out these units. Oh, my God. This turret here on the sand dune providing fantastic cover. What a tactical fight this is turning into. And look, A Gamer just consistently with high ground advantage. Okay, Tren finally neutralizes that with this positioning, but he has to be so careful. He has to respect this turret so much, because that turret is going to kill like one of his LAVs with every burst, more or less. And now there are phalanxes moving out across the map. A Gamer, what are you doing? He's researching LAV armor level 2. I might have to contact the Geneva Convention because I'm pretty sure there are some breaches here. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to put another player through this kind of abuse here, A-Gamer. Well, we'll see. We'll see. He's hosing down this arm logistics module. He's doing his best here. And what's Tren got power into? Arm logistics module as well. And, okay, so Tren has armored assaults. Wow, this is the first time we've seen Tren build armored assaults this series, I think. So he's clearly feeling the heat. But A-Gamer's armored assaults are online, and what A-Gamer would love to do, I think, is just put a turret on here. If we could put a turret just on this end of the sand dune, it would have line of sight over to this side of the sand dune, I think. Like, let's just check. So if you zoom in here, right, let's see where you can see. Yeah, so from here, he would be able to see things and, like, fire on everything over there. I suppose he'd just lose it to the carrier's railguns, actually, now I think about it, so maybe not the best plan. Don't listen to me for good tactical advice. So yeah, A-Gamer here is going to rescue an artifact. Is he going to build a support cruiser? He is building support cruisers, but he's using them aggressively. Look at that rally point. He's going to bring the support cruiser across the map to repair his assault.
Artifact recovered. Authentication
And this is
confirmed.
quite spicy. Meanwhile, he's actually got 2 base runners doing artifact extraction runs. So he's going to get 2 quite shortly, I feel, and maybe 3 soon. A-Gamer is just playing this no holds barred. He's just saying, I'm going to win this game. I'm going to stop you from doing anything, kill all your stuff, force you to keep all your units back in your base so that you can't, like, you know, move out on the map and have any map presence. I'm going to win this game. That's what A-Gamer is saying right now. And can Tren do anything about it? I'd love to see what Tren's tech is, but of course I can't. The LAV Assault Pack now being researched for A-Gamer. Damn, this is just spicy builds. And he's brought back his LAVs. I guess he thought that there could be like a backstab of LAVs out on the map for for a Tren.
Light attack vehicle enhancement online.
But that is not the case. Now here come 2 phalanxes moving in. A weapons jammer is used to switch off the turret and force these units to relocate. The weapons jammer is taken out. That's going to enable this turret to fire again. The turret is firing on the base runner here, doing some good damage, but not enough. And there's a missile battery on the field. Boom! The cluster mortar doing great damage to A-Gamer's turret. And with that gone, this hard point here becomes a lot less hard for A-Gamer, who's now at 2 artifacts over 0. But I feel like Tren is breaking out of this lock here. With the turret gone, A-Gamer hemorrhages a couple of units as well. And now he's forced to scurry because if these phalanxes find his phalanx, they'll suppress it and then it won't be able to escape. So A-Gamer going to retreat here. Remember, he does have 2 armor and also the assault pack. So these guys have access to the turbo boost if they want to use it. This boost ability here injects liquid accelerant to greatly increase engine power. 60% speed boost for 10 seconds. So very, very tense this game right now. Looks like Tren has some interest in tracking down his opponent's base runner, and I have to agree with that. You want to prevent A-Gamer from getting any further ahead than he is. Certainly 3-0 is a lot worse than 2-0, so Tren wants to stop A-Gamer from reaching that point. So here comes the fire. The assault ships here are going to be doing as much damage, or rather these armored assault vehicles, the phalanxes, going to be doing as much damage as they can to the base runner of A-Gamer here. A turret is in a spicy position and was assisting momentarily, but unable to do so now. Whoa, the missile batteries here are going to come in. Looks like they're programmed up to unleash some cluster mortars onto the turret post. There come the cluster mortars, but he's actually going to fire at the light assault vehicles. Brutality! Tren picking up a 1, 2, 3, 4, a heptakill there. That's pretty devastating. Oh, wow. Double kill, triple kill, quad kill, pentakill, hexakill, heptakill. So that's pretty devastating. That is a big swing of resources. But remember, A-Gamer can probably sustain this because he's A-Gamer, of course. I just go and check. Is he mining off of 3 locations? Of course he is. Mining off of all 3 of these locations. Railguns now coming out to counter his opponent's armored assault. So A-Gamer doing very well here at staying 1 step ahead. And clearly, the lead in this game still very much with him. He's ahead in objectives. He has a superior military force. He's getting more resources than his foes, so he's getting further ahead. Fair to say right now, I would give A-Gamer a mining score of 3, and I would give Tren here a mining score of 1.5 because he's mining off of 2 locations, but long distancing off the second one. So that makes it a lot less efficient. No 2 ways about that. So anyway, let's see what we got going on here.
Deploying field logistics module.
Destination set.
Railgun online.
Okay, so Tren's gonna sensibly camp out the extraction zone a little bit.
Just when we were getting comfortable.
Rally point set.
And it looks like I thought A-Gamer was thinking about bringing out his carrier there. Let's bring out the production tab. Oh, the production tab is up.
Team en route to recover
So what are these two
the
players doing? A Gamer is researching heavy vehicle armor. And he's massing railguns. That is a lot of railguns. But Tren also has 4... Tren actually has 6 railguns of his own. So A Gamer doesn't actually even have that much of a railgun edge. And as we seem to have seen before, Saban railguns actually do have quite an advantage over Coalition railguns. They do cost more as well, though. I didn't mention that. They do cost more to produce. How much health do they have? 780. They've got 5 more health, armor 9, and 1 more armor. Okay, now here we have a railgun war, but oh, the front-loading damage. Because these railguns here for A Gamer actually do more damage per slug. It's just that Tren's railguns fire a lot more frequently, which gives them overall the DPS edge, but by front-loading their damage like that, A Gamer's actually able to pick off one of Tren's railguns very quickly there because of the amount of railguns that he does have. And he's marshalling 2 more artifacts here, you know, this is looking very dangerous. There's even a 3rd artifact here, so if I would think about just building a 3rd base runner and going for a very rapid win here if I was A Gamer. But I will defer to A Gamer's judgment, and he's building sand skimmers. Blah blah blah. Sorry, LAVs right now. This position here in the south is exposed for A Gamer. He puts an armored assault here to deflect any potential. It's like he's one step ahead of me, and I'm the caster. Like, A Gamer is such a monster.
Destination set.
I suppose being one step ahead of me as a caster is not that big of an achievement. But casters in general are a pretty sharp bunch.
light attack vehicle enhancements online.
So anyway, base runner here going to come in and score. That's going to put it to 3-0. Tren with some interest here in committing his railguns to stop this, but he's going to find some LAVs up in his grill, and that's going to be bad news. Arm logistics module being used in a nice high ground position, but there is no line of sight going down here. The cluster mortar is used. Bang! Picks off... Oh my god, Tren's actually very good with these missile batteries. I can tell he uses them a lot. Picking off 4 LAVs there for free almost. So that's very nice. But now A Gamer is going to go up to 4-0, and this base runner here is going to be able... And I love this, but look, he's going for the harder to get one, and it's not much harder to get, and that leaves him the better one as a backup, just in case. So, okay, there we go, 4-0, the score now. And I'm not sure how Tren can stop this. A Gamer has his extraction point too well defended. Tren just doesn't have enough forces. A Gamer has out-macroed him. These LAVs are going to come in and just spank this base runner back quickly. What's A Gamer researching now? Power reserves. Battle cruiser fabrication. Whoa, that was a bit of a misfire. I'm pretty sure Tren actually just hit his own base runner with his indirect mortar, but you know, these things sometimes occur. Going to be using smoke here to enable this armored assault to make a getaway, having picked off the armed logistics module here. And this is the victory base runner right now. The carrier even coming out to help defend. With so many railguns in tow. Jesus, A Gamer. That is so many railguns. Okay, so it basically comes down to a fight. Yeah, Tren realizes it. He's bringing his carrier, but it might be too late, actually. Tren realizes what's going down. Actually, I think this carrier is going to show up in time for the fight. And remember, actually, the Saban carrier does have railguns, which means that it is effective against base runners, more so than usually. So maybe this isn't over. I don't know. I mean, there are 2 artifacts. If I was A Gamer, I'd ninja one of them round this way, rather than exposing them both to fire. Okay, Tren has to pick off this base runner. If he does not focus fire the base runner, he loses. So that's the situation right now. That base runner's taking a ton of fire. Remember, it takes a moment to score, but it does score, and that is going to be a 2-1 victory for A Gamer over Tren. Fantastic series. Really enjoyed watching and casting that one. What a series. That was just great. Congratulations to Tren. I think you've proven your critics who were saying that you're kind of a one-build pony, a one-trick pony kind of thing. You know, a lot of people saying, oh, so you can do a 2 production cruiser assault railgun push. What else you got? That kind of thing. Well, I think you proved them all wrong. You've come back here with a different faction, and you played different strategies in these games, and you took a game off of A Gamer. So I think we're seeing the development of a very good player here in Tren, and I'm very excited to see him play in next week's Artifact Cup. That'll be Artifact Cup number 5. In fact, I'm very sad to see him knocked out in the round of 8 here. A touch unfortunate that A Gamer and Tren met in the round of 8, so one of them had to leave the tournament, because I would have liked to have seen them both advance further. But it is for now A Gamer who will advance. Congratulations to him, playing as a different faction for a change, which I very rarely, if ever, see him play as Coalition. I think I've seen it like once or twice before, but it it is pretty rare. So yeah, GG's from these two players. That was really good series. So that does it for the round of 8, because I only had the replay packs from 2 of the round of 8 games. So we will move on to the round of 4, that is the semi-finals. Moving forwards, the 2 semi-finalists that we've seen through so far are Pook, who was able to defeat Kragel, and A-Gamer here, who was able to defeat Tren. The other 2 semi-finalists are a mystery to me, and we will find out who they are when I cast those semi-finals. So let's see, we're on Monday now. What time are we? I may have time to cast one of the semi-finals today. I have a number of errands I need to go and run now. If I have time, I'll cast them today. If not, those semi-finals will be up tomorrow. That's Tuesday, or at least they'll be cast. I mean, uploads being cooperative, they'll be online tomorrow. So, yeah. Feeling good to be back with the Artifact Cup in Home World Deserts of Karak. But for now, this is Magpie 842 signing out.